Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Conservative Video Dipper here. Putin condemns U.S. Israel strike on Iran, and Putin offers the condolence to Iran over the Kanahami's killing, or the alleged Iranians terrorist leader killed. So let's get into it. Obviously, I was right. That Putin was watching. Obviously, it made sense. And it not only made sense that Putin was watching, but it made sense that all of this is happening. Now, here's a bigger question as to why is this happening? I'm going to break it down into a few categories. Number one, Putin obviously was probably allegedly handling alleged weapons of mass destruction to Iran. Putin's probably pissed right now about it, that these alleged terrorists that he was probably allegedly dealing with are being dealt with in the way that they are being dealt with. And he does not like that. He is not happy about that. He's not happy because Obama would allegedly give him money on crates, or other presidents would allegedly give him money on crates or pallets or whatever. Trump is not doing that. So Iran's having things being done differently. And Putin's kind of probably a little pissed that maybe allegedly his rent money or his money that he would probably allegedly get from the U.S. to Iran to them, to Russia, for the alleged weapons of mass destruction from the U.S. money that was given to Iran from the U.S., then probably allegedly to Russia, is now no longer happening. Obviously, that's probably why I think Putin's not more than just a little teensy-weensy little pissed, which is fine. That's okay. We can deal with it. Now, and entirely, this is all a PR stunt, from what I can see from Putin. This is all a big PR stunt of Putin's. And I'm going to tell you why this is a big PR stunt from Putin. Because why would Putin offer condolences to a country that is being bombed and then call it an alleged cynical murder when Putin allegedly bombed the hell out of Ukraine and kind of did somewhat of the alleged same thing? Well, that's very simple, my friends. Because number one, Putin does not want to look like an alleged bad guy. Putin probably does not want people pointing fingers at him going, hey, 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 hey. You did that to Ukraine. So don't you say that US is bad as you or as bad. Don't you point fingers, mister. You can't point fingers and say that's not nice because you did it too, Mr. Putin. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I never did that. Hey, you lying, Putin. So Putin obviously is trying to be very diplomatic and push the blame away from him so that he's not trying to look like he's one of those guys that's a bad guy. And people don't remember what he allegedly did to Ukraine, but we all know what he did to Ukraine, which is obvious. We all know what he did to Ukraine. And so he's trying to show empathy and remorse, which also is another thing that I think is kind of very different for Putin. Because Putin sometimes is not very good at showing empathy and remorse and sympathy. He's not very good at it because he's just not, to me, allegedly that kind of guy. He does not ever show, I'm sorry for what I've done. I fucked up. He's like, well, fuck you. I don't care if I fucked up. You can, me, kind of guy. So I think this is also him trying to allegedly show that he is very remorseful and he does have emotions, which obviously it can be very good that he is trying to show emotions, but a lot of people will see that as, why is Putin showing emotions now? And especially towards a bunch of alleged Iranian terrorists. Why is he allegedly empathizing towards them? That would be the bigger question. Probably. I mean, more than likely, it could be anything. My dude, it could really be anything, man. So, um, but we're not there yet. I don't think we're really there yet, dude. The signs haven't been in there yet. I don't know. Maybe you might be right, but the the obvious reasons he's allegedly empathizing with these people is because we all know he's allegedly doing business with them. He's shaking hands allegedly with the devil himself. He's allegedly shaking the hands with the devil. He's trying to play nice because he not only wants people. I am, bro. I'm being good. I know what I'm doing, but I appreciate your concern, Tobacco. And how are you doing, bud? Um, that he can be very empathetic, sympathetic, but at the same time, he kind of wants to point blame at US because he doesn't like Trump. That's another reason why. Because he dislikes Trump. Because Trump has never really let Putin get away with a lot of stuff. And that's why Putin's a little pissed as well. So it comes down to um, when that's good. Putin and Trump have had their kind of meetings before. We can obviously do from the tall tale sign that it's obvious that Trump is very direct with Putin. Putin obviously knows that if anything, that Trump is not going to let a lot of crap go past him. If you guys haven't already, please hit the like, share, comment, and subscribe button. I appreciate you all. Right now, this is breaking out news. Putin obviously is paying attention. And I was right. Because, like I said before, you guys, this is what happens. Putin pays attention to everything. He pays attention to everything. But the one thing that I've noticed is South Korea, Kim Jong-un only said a little teensy-weensy bit of something. South Korea only said a little bit. And then after that, Kim Jong-un didn't say very much. Weird, huh? What do you think? Well, I very much doubt it. They will not draft. They are not going to put people in. They're just going to more than likely bomb. They will not have people go in. It will just be a bombing. That's what it's more than likely going to be. We're just going to bomb the shit out of them. Probably more than likely that's what will happen, is we will bomb them. Probably not. I don't think it will be World War III, but I doubt it. But here's, guys, let me go back to what I was saying, though, because we got to have this conversation. We definitely have to have this conversation about Kim Jong-un. Then we'll get back to Putin, because it's obvious that if Putin's paying attention, Kim Jong-un paid a little bit of attention, but Kim Jong-un only said a little bit, but then kind of shut up, and then he's now paying more attention. Kim Jong-un's paying a little bit more attention to his daughter and everything else and other things. Maybe that might mean Kim Jong-un might be a little bit afraid. This possibly not only means Kim Jong-un could be afraid, but this also means that Kim Jong-un knows that Trump means business. That Trump, when he was talking to, in his speech yesterday about what he would do to Iran in general, I bet you that message wasn't just generally directed towards Iran. It was probably also directed towards Russia, South Korea, and China. I'm sure a lot of countries right now are on high alert because of this. And they are going to be. Because this right now is a very big issue. And this is something that China, Russia, South Korea, they're all paying attention to it. They're all watching it right now. They're all watching what's going on. They're all seeing that Iran is pretty much getting obliterated, and we're dealing with these alleged terrorists of mass destructions and weapons of mass destructions, and we're not going to deal with it anymore. But when it comes to Putin, let's go back to Putin though. When it comes back to Putin, Putin knows how to kind of push buttons a little bit, right? Kim Jong Un kind of knows how to push buttons, but he kind of backs off a little bit. He'll push buttons and he'll be like, mm, mm, okay, I'm done. After he allegedly gets scared when somebody threatens him with alleged retaliation. Putin, he does allegedly get scared if Trump threatens alleged retaliation, but at the same time, Putin knows, because when Trump threatens him with alleged retaliation, Putin knows that if Trump is threatening him with alleged retaliation, Putin knows that what we can do to Russia or to him and to his military equipment is far more greater than what they could allegedly do to us. And allegedly, it wouldn't be nothing. I mean, yeah, it would hurt us. They can hurt us, but we have a lot more stuff. We can do a lot more damage. We are in a world of where we are more technologically advanced, I believe. And we do have that, I think, advanced ability to beat Russia. And I think that's why Russia knows where they kind of stand in pecking order with us. And it shows that Russia doesn't really like to fight with us. Yes, Russia does threaten us, allegedly sometimes, with poking us or saying things, but have they done it to us? No. I don't think Russia will. I think more than likely, I think Russia will stay back. Russia may talk a lot, and this is what I think Putin will do. I think Putin will do a lot of talking. He will probably say his piece, and then he'll just bow out, and then that will be that. That's all we're going to, maybe that's it. Unless Putin decides to get really, really brave and allegedly try to retaliate against us. But I don't think Putin's going to retaliate. I don't think Putin will retaliate at all against us, because he knows what will happen. He knows we will win. And he knows that we have not only better equipment, we have the military structure, we have a military reach around the world. We have NATO, which obviously we have NATO in different parts of the country, like Europe and whatnot, which obviously is pretty much very close to Russia. We probably do have some alleged NATO countries that are very close to Russia that are willing to work with us. So if we need to, we can go against, if Russia does allegedly try to fight with us, we are willing to go. We are allegedly willing to rock and roll with them. But yes, it will hurt us. And yes, they can try to attack our NATO country and attack, take out what we have to shorten us down. But in the long run, I don't think it would be worth it. So honestly, I think because yes, there is a lot of people on high alert. They're really scared right now about this. But right now, we don't really need to be scared about this. This isn't like the end of the world. I don't think this is going to be World War III right now. I don't really think this is what's happening. The media will tell you this. The media will say, oh my gosh, it's World War III. Ah, run! Don't believe that shit. Because that's not really, I don't think, what's going to happen. Because I don't think any of that shit's going to ever pop up. China, China really wouldn't right now. Right now, they wouldn't because the reason why is because of the trades with us. Because we have trades with them, and we allegedly do trades with them, and if they don't want to screw over their trades, then they would probably be remiss to try to even mess with us. I mean, they could, but I don't really think that would be a smart move for China. Think about it this way, Tobacco KY. Why would China do that? That would be a very stupid move. You got to think about how stupid that would be for them. Economically, that would be stupid for them to do because not only economically, that would hurt their economic economy, but on top of that, it would hurt them because they know that we also, on top of that, would be able to get them. I don't know how much of that really has to do with cartels, but I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Well, I don't think it has really much to do with debt as per se, but it may. Okay. So you might be right. It may have a little bit to do with debt. So, yes, there is probably a little bit to do with debt involvement with that too. So if they allegedly try to attack us, then they know they wouldn't get their debt back. But on top of also just not that, but it would be also that China would also never ever really ever be able to get anything from the US if they allegedly destroyed the US. So a lot of the stuff that allegedly US is given to China that China allegedly needs, they can no longer have it and they would have to go somewhere else. And it wouldn't be as good as what the US is giving them. It would be more terrible. It wouldn't be the same quality, allegedly. Or probably the good or the same price as what we're giving them. It would have to be, he would probably say, okay, then if you're going to declare war, then guess what? We're going to do the same thing like what we once allegedly did with Russia, we're no longer going to do business with you, then that means we're going to shut down our credit with you. And then that means then we're going to have any companies that allegedly or supposedly or purportedly do business with you, we're going to have them now pull out of business with you and do business elsewhere. And all of those businesses that allegedly are connected with that one spot in China, allegedly, will hurt China. Being that a lot of businesses allegedly have China. Yes, but also remember, Mexico can also be a bigger threat to us too. Because if we start owing debt to them too, then that's another issue. But yes, Mexico can do that too. We can pull stuff from Mexico. But we'd have to be careful because if we owe debt to them, then we're screwed. We don't want to owe a bunch of money. Pardon me. We don't want to start owing a bunch of money around the world. So we got to be very mindful about where do we, put our money and where do we eventually capitalize into where are we going to invest at a certain specific amount of time on like who's going to create a product. Okay, so China's creating a certain product. Mexico's got avocados or whatever, Mexico's bringing over for us. Great. Those are two things that we got working for us, but we're having to pay both of them. But the problem is, how are we going to be able to pay both? Well, we're trying right now. But the thing is, if one declares war on us, we're screwed. Are we? Yes, exactly. Mexico is in our backyard. So Mexico obviously would be our friends. So there's a good point. I was just about ready to get to that point. So because Mexico is kind of in our back pockets and in our backyard, we're kind of buddies with Mexico. So Mexico more than likely would be willing to do business with us. As long as we play nice with them and we continue to do nice things towards them, we're fine. China, I think if anything, we probably could lose China, but it would hurt a little bit. It'd probably do a little bit of damage, but we could probably get away from it. I think economically, our economical downfall would be because China makes stuff very, very cheap, and the parts and labors and the rules in China are very different over there. And they don't have rules to like workers' labor laws. They have like sweatshops, alleged sweatshops and stuff over there. So that's why China kind of does what they do allegedly over there. If I was Trump, rather have Mexico as part of the U.S. Yeah, I can see that being a option. I could really see. Pardon me. I'm trying to go without dip today. I can see that being very good for us, beneficial. But the other problem would be because Mexico would not agree with it. Mexico would not want to be colonized. Mexico would not want to be part of us. They would want to be their own state, their own country. We could probably have like a way where we could work with them, but we just don't want to colonize them. But I mean, if we said, hey, I mean, look, if we said, hey, Mexico, look, you guys are in our backyard or in our back pockets. You guys work with us. We love you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We do this, that, and the other with you. We'll do business. We do trades, whatever. You bring in tequila, you bring in avocados, you bring in all your products, you help us, we help you, amigo, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. What do you say? You become part of US. What do you say? Maybe. That might be a kind of a okay idea. Well, Canada, but think about what has Canada really been good for? What has Canada really been doing? Canada's been good for a lot of things, right? Lumber, maple syrup, a lot of other things, right? But there's going to be a lot of problems. Excuse me. We just can't have. I mean, I can understand. Yeah, but the big thing is if Greenland and Mexico were to become part of US, then the biggest problem would be would they help us? If we got in like if for instance, if we got into a war or if Russia decided to war with us, would they fight with us or against us? We'd have to be careful because we would have to then look at this as where is their alliance going to be with? Because most countries are going to only align with themselves, not with us. Mexico would not align with us. Most likely, Mexico is going to align with Mexico. Greenland is going to align with Greenland. They're not going to align with us unless they're NATO or unless they're associated with us by association. What do you mean the language? That doesn't make sense. What are you trying to say, Kentucky? So you have to understand the situation at hand here, because who are they going to benefit for? What is it that they're looking for? Exactly. Like the Spanish are going to look out for the Spanish, and the French are going to look for the French. They're going to only look for themselves. Well, unless they're aligned with or unless they're helping other certain group. Like if let's say the Spanish is helping the French, then the Spanish will help the French, or the French will help the Spaniards. So if the Spaniards are helping the French, then yeah, they'll look out for each other. But if it's not that way, then they're not going to look out for each other. Eh, I know Quito uh, en español, not so bueno. Uh, yeah, but parle anglais, uh, little front, yeah, French. I do know a little French. And that was French, by the way, for all you that were wondering. So when it comes down to it, we have to think about it logically. If Mexico does align, or if they do, if we do end up having Mexico as U.S., I think U.S. should be the U.S. standard language. Period. Honestly, I think U.S. should be the English should be the American language. Even though we're mixed, but I think that's just how it is. We're mixed language, yes, but English is our language. It should be the national language for the United States. It's English. But I do know a little front, a little. I know a little French. I know a little German, and I'm trying to say. I know a little Arabic, and I'm trying to think of. God, I'm sorry. I haven't had a real dip today. I'm trying to back off from dipping. So I'm going, one day I'll dip, one day I won't dip, one day I'll dip, one day I won't dip. And it's just like, so today's my I'm not going to dip day. So I'm really, my brain is like, nah. Well, that's the problem, is because Canada is French. I think Canada speaks English, but some of them are French. Remember that. Greenland, hold on. Oh, shoot. What language do they speak in Greenland? Oh, Greenlandic. That's it. Okay, so they would speak Greenlandic. Um, who? Who? I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, so Canada, more than likely, they would speak English unless they were. Maybe I've got a lot of stuff I got to do today, dude, and I'm really, really busy today. So we'll see. Um, so in that case, some Canadians may speak English and French. Greenland, they would speak Greenlandic. So it would be a very big mix. So I don't know how that would work. I don't know where you're trying to go with this. What are you trying to say? And then Mexico, and then you're throwing Mexico, and then you throw in the U.S. That'd be like, I guess what you're trying to say is if we decided to take those states, it obviously would be, again, probably we would have to look at it. Would that be the best idea? Would it be worth it for us and for them? What would they get out of it too? They have to get something out of it too. So some people would call it colonizing, some people would call it civilizing. So whichever way you want to call you would have to look at it as, what would everyone get out of that? Would it be equal and fair? And if it's not equal and fair, then no. Then I don't think anybody would really want to do it. More than likely, what would happen is then Greenland, Iceland, or excuse me, Greenland, Mexico, and Canada more than likely would probably be saying no. Let's not do that. Because I think Mexico already said no. Canada already said no. Sorry, making sure I don't have my heater on because it feels warm in my room. Because I know Canada was saying that they were going to fight against us. And I think Mexico is already saying they're going to fight against us too. So I don't know. I feel like Mexico, if they were to actually possibly become part of the U.S., I think that would be great. But again, I think there would be, I could see Mexico doing it because there would be a lot more worth in Mexico than Greenland. Greenland, I don't really think there's a lot of worth in Greenland. There's nothing for us in Greenland that, sorry, I'm itching my leg, for us to have over there. And I don't know what they would really have for trade, or for not just trade and offers and whatnot. But I know, like Mexico, they have avocados, they've got, a bunch of different things. Mexico has a bunch of things that they can work with us, and they can have, and we can trade with them. And plus, we're really close by to them, so it won't be very bad. We can easily ship things to them, and they can ship things to us very quickly if need be. And it's, I think, more of a source, a very faster source than Greenland. Greenland, it would take a long time for them to get their stuff to here, and us giving our stuff to there. So I don't think it'd be really worth at all for Greenland, for us to have Greenland. But for us to have Mexico work with us or become part of us, yes. Now, Canada, On the other hand, I can see Canada being a really good. Here's why I see Canada being another good idea too. And I'll tell you why. Because Canada also is very close to us as well. Being that Canada is not only very close, but they have, again, very good, they've got like lumber, they've got maple syrup, they've got a bunch of different things. They've got materials, they've got stuff that we would want, right? So they have the ability to have stuff that we could trade, and we could trade with them. We could do that trades, and it would be, I think, an even trade down the field, or we could pay for it or whatever. It would be fair. But at the same time, um, it's not too far from our homeland. So it would be very easy for us to access it. Canada used to, what? Hold on. England used to, oh, um, I'm sure they did probably at one point, tobacco or tobacco. I'm sure they probably did, but I don't know because England right now, I do not know who England is working with or who they are associated with by association. Because I know the Brits, or excuse me, the English, I should say, the English. It's not nice me calling them the Brits, but the English. Um, yeah, I don't know who the English are parlaying with, not parlaying with. God, see, this is what happens when you don't have dip in your system. You can't think right. Who the English are doing trades with or doing things with. Um, I would have to hold on. Let me actually look that up. Who are the England? Damn it. Who is England doing trades with? Oh, European. Oh, England, as part of the UK, trades heavily with the European Union, with the US. Oh, so hold on. They are doing trades with us. Germany, China, Netherlands being top of the individual country, part of Keyland trades, including mechanical power generators, pharmaceutical cars. Recent trade deals focus areas include India, CPTPP. Don't know what the heck that is. So yeah, so the U.S., China, India. Oh, the CTPP is the Country Trans-Pacific Partnership, obviously. Before Canada's independence, I maybe Canada was England colony before. I don't know. None. Was Canada part of England before Canada went independent? Yes, so you are right. So that's interesting. So the UK does trades with the US, Germany, China, Netherlands. France, Ireland, China, other key partners, India, Switzerland, Canada, India, CPTPP. So yeah, so apparently the UK has a lot of trade systems or a lot of trades. So the UK, I thought we were done with the UK for a while because after 1776, after we went independent with the U away from the Brit or the British, I thought we were done with them, and I thought we were like, no, we're not going to deal with you guys no more. And we were basically pushing them away, but apparently, I guess we are still kind of friends with them. So I guess we are friends or whatever, but that's not bad. But they do deal with China, which is okay. I mean, we do deal with China too. They deal with Germany. I think we do deal with Germany too. They deal with Netherlands, Ireland. I don't know what really Ireland would have to offer. Um, that would be very interesting to know what Ireland has to offer for trades and for the British, for Ireland and British to be doing trades and stuff like that. I wonder what they have. Because um, that would be very interesting to know that one. Because I bet you know what I'm thinking it is? Probably motor vehicle stuff, like stuff like that, or livestock. Probably more than likely, maybe partly livestock, um, maybe stuff like that, livestock. I'm thinking more than likely, maybe livestock, something like that, or something else. What would Ireland have to trade to the British? Oh, Ireland primarily trades high value pharmaceutical products, machineries, chemicals, food products, especially beef and dairy. So I was partially right, but I was missing a few key points. Pharmaceutical, machinery, chemicals, but the food part I was right. Beef and dairy to the United Kingdom, which remains a key part. Machinery, oh, nuclear reactors and meat. Ooh, nuclear reactor. What? Alleged nuclear reactors? Oh, wait. Oh, no, maybe not. Hold on. Machineries and electrical equipment. Significant volumes in industrial machineries and electrical goods exceeding 3.4 billions combining in 2024. Services, financial services, software, and tourism are critical with total trade goods and services exceeding 160 billion pounds, which is um, what in the UK they have instead of dollars, it's pounds. But holy shit, 160, or excuse me, pardon me, 106 billion pounds in 2023. Historically, Ireland exported timber, cattle, butter to Britain, modern trade is heavily influenced by the proximity of two nations and the regulatory framework established after Brexit. Wow. Wow. So, okay. So that tells me a lot of what I need to know. Obviously, that tells me right there that okay. So for all of you wondering here, guys, the United Kingdom number one list of largest trade partners of the United Kingdom would be the United States. Imported um, to the United Kingdom, we are ranked number numero uno. Holy crap! Ranked number two would be Germany. Number three would be Netherlands. Number four would be the French. Wow. Wow. So there's that for you guys. So for any of you wondering, where do we rank? We rank number one for trades for the United Kingdom, apparently. Holy sh! Oh my gosh. I didn't think we ranked number one. Seriously, we do. But we did. We ranked number numero uno in trades. But Ireland is on that list too, by the way. Pharmaceuticals, machineries, and other stuff because of beef, dairy, machineries. So that's cool. That's really, really cool. I did not know that. Now let's see. What? Oh, shoot. Okay, so CNN is reporting, guys. This is coming from CNN. Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys. Um, guys, this just came in a little bit of a CNN article. Israel and Iran launch new strike as U.S. report first casualty. Middle East is reeling from another wave of violence and the killing of, I don't know his name, the Israel, the Iranian alleged leader of the Islamic leader who has been running the Islamic alleged republic since 1989. Since his death has been reported, uh, has left the Tehran's future leadership in question. Middle East strikes. Iranians are grappling with the profound shift in the nation's history after the killing of the supreme leader. And joint U.S.-Israel attack fighting continues Sunday with Israel strike in the heart of Tehran and fresh Iranian attack. CNN is mapping. So, wow. So it looks like, obviously, right now, this is, yeah. CNBC is just now reporting live update. Trump tells CNBC that Iran military operations are ahead of schedule. The New York Times are posting that the U.S. confirms 3 soldiers killed as Iranian retaliations over death of the Islamic leader. And it is reported that the Iranian supreme leader who led the Islamic Republic since 1989 is deceased. And this comes from the AP News just about 4 hours ago. I'll read a little bit of an article for you folks. I don't know how to spell his name, but he led the Islamic Republic since 1989. He died last night, apparently in the bombing, and he died at the age of 86. So go check that out at the AP News website. Go check out conservativenewswave.com. Go check out my other video. I will show you guys my other video. Hold on real quick. Or I'll tell you guys my other video. Hold on. Go check out the President Donald Trump of the United States. Military major combat operation in Iran, a reaction. Breaking news. Video challenge USA on Rumble just posted a video on Rumble with dynamic war depth footage from the Iran conflict missile ship. We've got to check. You've got to check that out. Thanks to that, Southern Blue Colorman reports commented, good reporting, good questions, keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Real quick, also with more breaking news, let's go look at not just what is going on with that, but let's look at Benjamin Netanyahu. Netanyahu vows to escalate offense against Iran after the strike against Iran. Netanyahu declares Israel forces strike in heart of Tehran, vows intensified operations. Court declines to extend key restrictive conditions on Netanyahu's chief of um, staff. And this is coming from the Times of Israel. So, Netanyahu, go check that out. Let's go check on what's going on with Donald Trump. Donald Trump has posted, obviously, from what it looks like, they are saying Trump has agreed to talk from the Atlantic. And live update, Donald Trump warns Iran against retaliation, U.S. service members killed. White House officials, Iran suggested opens to talk. Bless me. Ouch. And Trump is eventually willing. 5 hours ago, U.S. women hockey players cracked jokes about men's team on Saturday Night Live. Trump stays out of the public view after U.S. launches 16 hours ago military assault on Iran. From Politico, John Bolt sounds the alarms on Trump's Iran gamble. One day ago, Trump from Fox, Democrats buck party leaders to defend Trump's decision actions on Iran. Cool, that's great. It is not true from U.S. Today reports 4 hours ago. It's not true. Trump's reason for Iran's attack questioned. So that is what the reports are coming in from Trump right now. Let's take a look at conservative news wave right now. Hold on real quick. Conservative News Wave reports Bill Clinton shares stunning personal statement on Epstein's deposition begins from the People magazine. Former President Bill Clinton sat down with the House Oversight Committee on Friday, February 27th, to give his long-awaited testimony on Jeffrey Epstein. While his deposition was closed to the press, the Democrats released his powerful opening statement on X as the hearing began. After the hearing, Bill released a video on X, which he read most of his opening statements as he explained why he testified. He said, I am here today for 2 reasons. Bill began. The first is that I love my country and America, who is built upon the idea that no person is above the law, even presidents especially. Well, Bill, we hate to ask, but then why did you run away? Bill, in passionate statement, also chastised the committee for pushing his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, to testify the day prior, while the former president is seen in a photograph from the Department of Justice trove of Epstein's evidence. Hillary Clinton is not. She is in her testimony that she never associated with the convicted sex offender. Alleged. So go read that. That is on Conservative Video News Network. And there is more here on Conservative News Network as we see Kash Patel fires at least 6 FBI agents tied to 2022 Mar-a-Lago search from NBC News. FBI Director Kash Patel has fired at least half a dozen agents tied to the 2022 search of President Donald Trump's home in Florida. 6 people familiar with the matter told NBC News. 3 of the sources said at least 10 employees overall were dismissed, from support personnel to agents and supervisors. The FBI did not immediately respond to requests or for comments. Trump had faced federal charges in 2 criminal cases, one over his handling of classified documents found in his Mar-a-Lago estate. Another in connection with his effort to overturn the 2022 presidential election result. A Trump-appointed judge dismissed the classification document cases, while Jack Smith moved to drop the election case when he was special counsel after Trump won the second term in 2024. Trump pled not guilty in each case and denied any wrongdoing. Go read that. That is on conservativenewswave.com, Yahoo News. Very good news, good read. You might enjoy that. And also in other news, as we continue to read here, ladies and gentlemen, apparently I can't get in because it is super busy. Wow, it's not letting me in. Oh, just 8 hours ago, many of Trump's own voters didn't want to attack Iran. Now he has to win them over. From Politico. Let's take a look at that. Politico has just made a statement. And another news, Fox News. Mamdani response to Trump's Iran strike sparked conversation backlash. Ooh, Tennessee conservative and a YouTuber. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our news for today. Hope you all like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I will see you all next time.